Hi, this is Anthony from Behind the Scenes. I'm here with
Mike from Moonspell. How y'all doing?
How's it going, Mike? Here you had a nice cross over the border, and
Yeah, it was smooth. Usually we always have to get out in the morning and at least wait an hour to get checked. And this time we were just laid back sleeping. By the time we knew it, we were already coming to the club here in Vancouver.
nice.
So our tour manager did a sweet job filling out all the forms. I guess we've been coming to Canada so many times, our records are clean. So
That's a good thing.
They're the Portuguese and the Greek. They're not
Yeah.
going to do anything.
Pretty easygoing guys. Just wondering if you had any different approach to the current album in regards to the recording of
completely different.
Alpha Noir.
All my albums are different experiences.
Yeah,
But maybe Night Eternal and Alpha, those two albums, since we went to Denmark and worked with Tumatsen, and also did a lot of stuff from our studio, had a bit of the same approach in terms of production.
yeah,
Where this one with Jens, it was completely different, where he came to our studio and we went with him. He was like a coach. Like
nice.
We gave him full authority, let's
Right.
say, to like get the best out of us. Because
Right.
we did want to go in a different direction and try to make the music, the best that we could for our age, our experience, and the time period that it is.
right,
And he just went. He had 10 days in Portugal. He just worked on all the song structures with us. Sometimes he would work individually, especially vocals and guitars and melody keys. And he would always say most of the stuff will happen in the studio. We were like a bit confused. I mean, what did he mean? Because lately, all the albums, we just go to the studio to record them as professionally as possible. But we already have all the structures, down before we even leave Portugal. Where this time, he really wanted to keep it open and change stuff in the studio. And that's when I understood, when I started doing drums. He was very particular and precise with a lot of details. A lot of not just emotion, but dynamics, the sound quality. I was stopping all the time to change skins and tune the drum kit. So it was definitely like a Swedish-made album to perfection, because I started calling him a scientist, Jens, because he's a bit of a scientist when it comes to music, but he has a big heart. That's really what we needed, to have this combination of the Gothic style, but also knowing our background, and he works with so many metal bands, so it's nothing new for him either.
And his name again?
Jens Borgen.
Oh, yes.
Producer of Amor Marth,
Yeah.
he's in Catatonia, just the Paradise Lost. He's working at the moment with our good friends Amorphous. So he likes to get these older bands like us and maybe bring a bit of the spark back from the old times, because he was also a fan of those times, like late 90s, especially our Sin album.
Yeah.
Which is more alternative and definitely more gothic.
Yes.
And he was a huge fan, so it was a huge pleasure for him to have an opportunity to go out of his normality of doing Arch Enemy and all the Swedish bands.
Yeah.
And to have someone like us that comes from a different reality, coming from South Europe, from Portugal, with these Sisters of Mercy's influences, but still combining it with our old school metal, but also having the Arabian flavor.
And I noticed that it really emulates that sound more in this album.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it resonates, with certain songs that...
Yeah, it's something that has to do with our past, because Under the Moonspell had a lot of Arabic influences, and even our first demo. But as much as we tried to go back to it, it wasn't like the right time, or we didn't have the right production to be able to do it. So when Jens suggested to have a whole Turkish orchestra with 10 strings, that's something different. That we got excited about that.
Yeah.
So until the end, we just had the main melodies and riffs. It was really funny having this collaboration with the maestro from Turkey, because he also lives in Israel, and then he doesn't speak English, so we had to get some fans to translate, the Turkish, because he had worked with Orphan Land, this band from Israel, and they had used this orchestra before, so that's where the connection came from. So we had to use Yossi, which was the ex-guitar player from Orphan Land. He had worked with this maestro. He got us the email. Fernando spent days just trying to get in touch with him, and all the details of payment. It was funny because it was really confusing, but in the end, the result is amazing. They sent us footage, which you can see on our documentary, of them filming in Turkey.
Yeah.
They have all our tracks where they can, hear all the finished cuts, because we sent them all the finished guitars, drums. that would be on the album. So they had the perfect sound quality, and they're just playing away their traditional music on top of what we created, and only them to do that, because as much as you can be like a classical player, play a violin or a cello, which are classical instruments, but they play it with that Arabic feeling that only they know how to do it.
They're playing from the
it's
heart.
Like, it's like coming from Brazil and know how to play samba. In the morning to night, that's all you hear in the streets anyway. So.
And speaking of the documentary, when's that going to come out?
It already came out. It came out with a special edition. It's an 80-minute documentary. That's we have a lot of different editions. We have the normal edition, which is just the CD.
Yeah.
Then we have a media book that comes with the album and the full DVD with the documentary, which is a special package. And then we have all the different colored vinyls. All the vinyls have the DVD included, which is cool. And all the LPs also have a digital download, like a code that you can go online and have the album digitally. So you get the whole package if you're a vinyl lover, which I thought was interesting. In Napalm, not just Napalm, Nuclear Blast, and all these other, everybody's into it. Slayer have like 100 colored vinyls coming out.
Hell's Headbangers is even releasing stuff on cassette now.
Cassette, I love cassette.
Yeah.
But it's fascinating to see like 17-year-olds come to us with vinyls for us to autograph, and it's so cool that they got back into vinyl. They found a way for the consumer to be interested, and it is the best experience. Yeah. Even if they don't listen to the vinyl, but to have it, to possess it, it's something that connects all of us.
Exactly.
From like almost 100 years now or something.
The lighting's so bad I can't even read me.
You can't read it? I guess I started using glasses myself, man. All this touring. I wasn't doing this before.
I might pronounce this wrong, but Bifomedi.
Sorry?
The last song on the album.
Oh, La Baphomet.
Thank you.
I
knew I said it wrong.
It's like French.
It's very jazzy feel to that, and like what brought that about? Because it's a great way to end the album off. I think it's just. And it was your lead into the documentary as well, right?
Yeah, we use that song a lot. Just the vibe of the song was...
it's great.
From the beginning to end of the album, it is probably the song that we heard the most. And we barely played it. We played it just once on the Encore in Paris. And it was amazing. Especially doing that in France.
You're going to play it
really
tonight?
Connected. No, we don't have... We only have an hour set. It's a co-headline tour, so it's hard. In Europe, we were headlining with the Septic Flesh support, and so we would play... an hour 40, sometimes we even played 2 hours on this last tour.
Wow.
There's also more audience and bigger venues and more production.
Right.
We did come a bit tired to this tour though, but it's all good. But just playing 1 hour, it's a good, balance between the new songs from the album and a lot of our old
Some older stuff.
But La Baphomet, it has also to do with the, that Creole feeling that you get from New Orleans.
Yeah.
That vibe. It's mysterious and the whole voodoo.
Yeah.
Like you're in a bar. You don't know what the night's gonna bring it into.
Yeah.
So I thought it was fascinating to be able to do that. And when Fernando heard the piano line, I think the idea came initially from our bass player Ayers. I think he had dreamt it, like this beat, like kind of like Black Sabbath-y. Right. He's really into Black Sabbath. And then Pedro, our keyboard player, when he heard it in the studio, he really liked it. So he started playing this piano, on top of it. And that's how simple the song, came. Then they just wanted like a jazzy feel. Like the first time I played it in the studio maybe once or twice, but then I recorded it like at the end of everything. Like I was already about to take down the drum kit, and then right before we did the song. So sometimes we like to have something that's not so like pressure. It's like
so heavy,
just to have something.
Cool it ends it all off in a lighter note almost, because it's
we've done this in the past, like with acoustics or experimentation with other albums, like the Sin album or the Butterfly Effects album, where it's more industrial. Sometimes we have the necessity to create a little bit something different, but it came out dark anyways. So we were like playing for like a lot of black metal audience, and they were loving it, because it's so fucking dark and evil. And sometimes, everything's so fast these days, and all the bands are extremely fast. So it's a way to get emotions out in a different way. I mean, and if you think about it, it's all emotions. You can't characterize it, You can get it from Tom Waits.
Speaks in the music,
the way that he sings, and
exactly.
Like Johnny Cash. We were listening to a lot of Johnny Cash when we were recording the album. And it has that kind of, it's like stronger than yourself. It's like you're carrying the history on your back.
Well, that's quite an analogy of one song, but there's a lot of depth to it, clearly. I mean,
yes.
Yeah.
Moonspell has always been a little complex band. Like, we just don't do songs for the sake of doing them.
No, I know. There's always a rhyme and reason.
We always start with Fernando's lyrics. What does it mean? You know, the interpretation of the song, the feeling, what we want to get out of it, what we think the audience is going to get. Like, we think of all these things, and each time more. When we were younger, we didn't even imagine we'd have an audience, so we just made the music that we could. So sometimes things get more complicated when you're a professional recording band, like album after album after. And try not to release like the same thing, like a factory. You know, you can work like a factory, like we do, because we have to tour, we have to prepare albums, we have to go to the studio. Know all the bureaucracy.
But you have to play these songs night after night.
Then you have to, like, you know, you have to give some heart to it. If not, you're not doing anything. You're just another number around.
Just another guy behind the drum set.
Yeah, exactly. I think that you have to find the balance, I guess, especially with age. Like, I'm the youngest in the band, but I'm already 39.
Yeah.
I've been in the band since I was 16. It's 23 years, so it's more than half of my life in the same band. And everybody else is like 41, 42.
Right.
Everybody has kids. I just became a dad for the third time on this tour. We were in Seattle when we found out.
Oh, wow. Was that hard for you to be away?
For Irish, it's his third kid, but his first daughter was born when we were on tour also. So I think he's gotten accustomed to it. And he's lucky because of his family and his wife. They're really strong. Like, maybe with other people, like Fernando, when his first kid was born, Fausto, he's 3 years old now. You know, he really had to be home. So we tried to schedule the touring so that he would be there. But also, it was his first kid. I remember when Pedro had his first kid. He's 12 now. No, we didn't have any touring, but we all went to the hospital to see it, because he was actually the firstborn of the Moonspell pack. So now there are 6 kids. In the Moonspell pack. It's pretty amazing. Just me and Ricardo, our guitar player, are missing to put some numbers on that. Make a complete European football team.
Mufhausen. Again, I don't know if I'm saying her name right.
Mahafsen.
Yes.
Yeah, she's here today.
She's here tonight, I was talking to her last night on Facebook. She's quite ecstatic.
Yeah,
once again, she's very excited to be up on the stage with you guys. You guys love your fans. Is there anything, if there's people listening to this, is there anything you'd like to say to your fans? Me being one of them myself.
Thank you so much.
I'm a huge fan.
For us, fans are like everything, because not just that they're there for us, but also we identify them with them because we're also fans.
Right.
We love music. I still love to go see, a good concert, not worry about me having to play.
You can just go and enjoy yourself.
And get drunk. That's the favorite thing for me, is to hang out, with people that love music. And if they're our fans and like our music, then even better. But if they're not our fans and they just like bands that I like, I'm going to get along with them, anyways. It's not. It's like it's a big community.
Yeah.
And we've traveled so much, like I say, with our age and what we've seen. It's ridiculous, to try to put all these subgenres and like.
I know.
And we're all divided. We all came from the same.
We all started out somewhere.
Black Sabbath or Led Zeppelin or. Whatever, or Celtic music, classical music. Nobody would be doing what we're doing today. And that's so important for people to understand that we do come all from the same origin. And we're always going to find a band that everybody likes and that we can have a good time with.
Right.
And that's what Moonspell, I think, is a little bit about. We really want to have a good time. We want people to not just enjoy our concert, but feel like they're a little bit part of us. We actually do listen to them. We do read the comments on Facebook. We do read the emails. We answer as much as we can. Yeah. Sometimes it's a bit hard to answer everybody. Sometimes people get a bit crazy and we're a bit innocent, especially me. The drummers are always like a bit innocent. You get crazy fans traveling around you and you don't know how to say no. It's like, hey, man, it's enough.
I need my space.
Yeah, we need our space now. Yeah. But luckily most of our fans are not like that at all. They're really
Have you had any scary?
Course. I mean, with 23 years, we've had all kinds of crazy situations.
Have you? Yeah. I guess, you would.
Oh, just being in the band, like even in this area, if you're not careful, we have people trying to jump on the bus.
Yeah, we were coming around just to get in the back, and there was 2 guys that were checking out the bus. But
one of the drivers got robbed first thing in the morning. His suitcase, he had money in there, he had a whole bunch of stuff.
No way.
Yeah, he's not our driver. He's the driver of the Death Stars. But no, it's really unfortunate. But this is the third time we play here. We know that you can't leave anything unattended, not at all.
Especially if you're parking out back here.
Yeah, we have to keep always the bus locked. But like I said, it's our third time here. Unfortunately, nothing really has happened to us. We just try to play it safe. But like we come from Portugal, we're used to like after the dictatorship in '74. You know, the 80s, there was a huge heroin problem in Lisbon. So there was a lot of ghettos. So we were used to like having bad areas.
Right.
Where you have like the crack thing here.
Yeah.
Like heroin in the 70s in Portugal to the 80s to the 90s destroyed a lot of families. And now it's really good because they decriminalized it. So now they can you can get treatment, the state helps you. Right. You can't get sent to prison. You know, you can get fined or stuff. They try to treat you. And they started changing the needles. We were one of the first countries in Europe to do that, like 10, 15 years ago, and just that alone helped, like with the whole AIDS infection.
Wow.
Which is a good example for Europe, and a lot of people are trying to follow it. So we do have some good stuff. It's not just crisis and bad economy, like the news says.
But that's everywhere. That's anywhere there's people.
But if you actually go there and you see like our weather, our beaches, our lifestyle, the food, the wine, you know, the way that we like to enjoy ourselves every day. Like people like to go out for coffee, even if it's after work on a Monday or a Tuesday. They'll do it if they have to.
Yeah.
And it's not like a whole just on the weekend that people go crazy. So it's like it's a southern thing, I guess. We do have the problems of trying to, you know, be at the same level as like Europe, but that's almost impossible because we're never going to be Germany or Scandinavia. It's just not going to happen.
Now, when I talked to you in 2012, you were courteous enough because I'd lost the initial phone conversation, and then you were courteous enough to answer the exact same questions by email, which was greatly appreciated.
No problem. It happens sometimes.
We touched on the fact that you teach Taekwondo, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you still teaching that?
Well, when I'm on tour, I can't.
Well, yeah.
It's a bit difficult.
But I mean, when you're back home, yeah.
I always, like, before the European tour, because we only had a week and a half between the European tour and the American tour, but right before going on the European tour, we had a whole bunch of competitions in Portugal. We had a whole bunch of masters coming here from the States.
Oh, okay.
In America. To do like competitions and also like training and also formation. So I'm always involved in that since I'm one of the teachers of our school.
Right.
It's hard, you know, with the touring schedule. And I used to have my own school. And I used to have my own kids and like young adults and adults. It goes from 2.5 to 99, as we say, that we can teach. And it just got really difficult. That I would always have to get substitute teachers, and especially when you're dealing with little kids. Like they really get attached to you. And if you're away for a month or a month and a half, you know, it's really hard. I had kids like dropping out, or they started, you know, since it's a substitute teacher, they're really nasty to them. They did a whole bunch of, you know, stuff they shouldn't do, like kids do. And so I just preferred to, like, I stay with the school whenever I can. I help my teacher. Giving class, so like we have different sections of martial arts, from, you know, weapons to self-defense to tournaments to extreme acrobatics. So I'm really into the weapons section, so sometimes I help develop that in whatever time I have, but most of my time is with Moonspell. So. But I always carry it with me, like my warm-ups, my mentality. I always go back to. You do that
Taekwondo. before each evening.
You know, I can, like, from like injuries on the road, or like trying to keep you mentally stable. You know, all this kind of like concentration. We need it. Sometimes we do shows where we don't get to sleep. We have to catch a plane, and a couple of hours later we're already on stage, and it feels like we just came off the other stage. Didn't get, you know, time to sleep. So for me, especially being a drummer, it helps a lot, you know, using that on the road. But for me, the best pleasure, of course, is teaching, and that's what that I can only do when, you know, when I get
when
back
you're home. Yeah, for sure. Your reception, I mean, I know you guys started out this tour over in Europe, and then now you're in North America. How's your reception been? I mean, I know you got fans worldwide.
Well, it's been really good. I mean, the acceptance of the new album was beyond good for what we were expecting. Like, we were album of the month on Metal Hammer Germany, which is really, really big. We were covers on a lot of other magazines. In Portugal, on the national charts, we entered directly to #1. in Portugal. So that's a big thing because Portugal it's like the national Portuguese music, or like something big like Madonna,
right?
That only gets those
top
charts.
Yeah.
Other than that, maybe in the past Iron Maiden and Metallica did it. So we're one of the few metal bands that have done that in Portugal. We also
that's pretty impressive.
charted all over Europe, like Germany I think was 38, or Switzerland was 32. It was good chart entries for our genre.
That's really strong.
And the reviews were amazing. Here in the States, the first show in Austin was amazing, but it was like it was on one of those streets like New Orleans where you have a whole bunch of clubs and jazz and blues. Yeah. So it was interesting. At first we thought, what the hell's going to happen? How's this going to turn out? It ended up being like a great show. There was a huge attendance. So that was really nice. And then we started slowly. There were some shows in between where we have some technical difficulties, or with the clubs. They're not so prepared like we're used to in Europe with the conditions. Like if they say they're going to have this console, and usually they have it. It's not you showing up, and then it's nothing like you expected.
Right, yeah.
You spend hours just waiting to receive a new piece of equipment so you can do the show.
Right.
Or like stage, like in El Paso, we had to refuse to play, and they got us another venue to play in the same town, which was amazing.
Wow.
Because it was impossible to build our equipment. It just wasn't possible.
Didn't have the room.
So we went from like a day where we thought we were going to cancel, to everything being horrible, to changing venue, which was actually pretty cool, and a whole bunch of people actually showed up because it's El Paso, and usually there aren't many metal shows.
Right.
And the locals were just so excited and happy to see us. And they loved the show. We had a great time. So it's like I say, you never know. In America, anything can happen.
Well, I'm glad the new album's been recepted so well worldwide.
Yeah, we just got it started. I mean, the album just came out not even 2 months ago. Yeah. And we're already with a full European tour done, half of American tour done. And when we leave, we go straight to a big Gothic festival in Germany. We've been playing for years in Leipzig, and the whole town turns into like Gothville. It's amazing. Everybody that walks around, because the shows are separate. They're like in gardens or in like a cinema, so it's all spread out throughout the city. Wow. They've been doing this, I think, for 15 or more, 20 years. So even the local people, it's really funny. They're like with their little bikes, with their morning bread. You see these goth kids go by, all in latex and chains, and they look at them like they're happy because they're used to it. Oh, it's the festival again. Like, wow. So that's really exciting to do. And then we're going to have more festivals in the summer. We're already booking the second leg of the European tour, which will be in October. We're going to play Rock in Rio, the 30-year anniversary in Rio.
Wow.
So that's going to be pretty big. And we're going to go 2 days before just for rehearsals. And we might associate, if we can, some more Southern American dates with that. So we got a lot of stuff still to do this year. And next year we'll see. Well, hopefully we'll be home for Christmas and I'll be eating a lot of Portuguese food.
Well, I don't know. You've been overly kind with your answers.
No problem.
As you were in the previous interview. So.
Yeah, thank you. Well, when you do 20, then you get hard. When you just do one.
Oh, this is your only one for tonight?
Yeah, I haven't been doing too many interviews because I think Fanny did a lot before we came on the phone.
Yeah.
And some of them he's been doing. But I did a couple in Europe. In Europe I did a couple. But here in the States, I don't know if this is maybe my first, second in America, since we're in Canada, not the States.
Well, it's your first night here. You're still in American mode, right?
Yeah. Well, Vancouver is like a little similar, even though it's different. But
yeah, but we're so close to Seattle.
Like Montreal, you feel the difference. Montreal is really crazy. You go to Montreal and you feel like you're in Europe, and you didn't take a plane anywhere. Kind of funny. So thanks.
No, thank you, Mike. I appreciate your time.
No problem. Nice seeing you again.
You as well. Well, first time meeting you.
Yeah.
We've talked before.
Yeah, you talk on the phone, you never put a face to the people.
No. Well, I can't because your face is plastered everywhere.
So you want me to call Christos? You want to do it here?
Gunner scheduled me for 7:30.
Okay, so
with him. So yeah.
Cool.